Hey guys, how are you? This is one of my favorite topics because when I left corporate to become a full-time entrepreneur, I really struggled to get into the identity of being an entrepreneur. I feel that I was still having this ghost in me of corporate, and it took some time for me to really get into a new mindset of I am an entrepreneur and I create my own opportunities, I create my own rules, my systems. So even in social events, the first months after quitting and after starting my business, I was still introducing myself as someone who would work on that company because it was just so safe to say that, like, okay, that's the name, it's a well-known company, that's it. So after some months is when I started to strengthen, let's say, my entrepreneur mindset or my entrepreneur brain. And that's what I want to share with you. These are the 7 mindset upgrades that were really important for me, and I still repeat them till now. I created them in a way of an affirmation, and that's the way that I've been rewiring my brain with affirmations, with journaling, and through repetition. And this is what I want to share with you. So imagine that your brain is like a phone, an iPhone or whichever phone you have, and from time to time it requires some software upgrades to get new skills or to get new abilities or to just get new programs that it's going to help it to work better. And this is the same way. You can see your brain, or you can imagine your brain as a hardware, and then the mental upgrades are these software upgrades. And the first big upgrade that I needed to install in myself to shift from a corporate 9 to 5 mindset into an entrepreneur mindset is that I embrace the unknown. I embrace the unknown. I am capable of embracing the unknown, okay? And this means that in corporate, everything is very structured. It's set. You know when you will get your salary. You know when it's time for your bonus. Or you know that if you work in a certain way, maybe you can apply for a promotion after a certain time. Those are structures and they are fixed. And when you become an entrepreneur, there is a world of opportunities and possibilities, especially if you're online. The possibilities are infinite. You can have clients from all over the world. You can create many types of content, many topics. So that's also the unknown. Like, you don't know, especially when you're starting, you don't know the next month who's gonna come to you, what kind of clients are coming, how many of them, how much will you make? There are so many questions out there. And of course, there are ways that you can reduce this uncertainty with business plans and with some content creation plan, the sales call that you land, and all that. Those help you to have your own structures. And that's really beautiful also to create because it's your own way of working and your own structures and way of organizing yourself. But there is always a room for the things that we cannot control, and that normally in the mindset of someone who is in corporate, that's super scary. Like, I cannot control if I will have 1 or 10 clients the next month. And I invite you to change into a more positive and more resilient and confident version of you, saying that, yeah, I don't know, but I trust that I can work on the things that I can control, and then the things that I cannot control, I will embrace them and I will welcome them because they can be even better than I can imagine, right? So this is a huge mindset shift. The things that you can control is how often you have sales calls, how often you create content like this video, how good you are at coaching and consulting or whatever your business is about, to craft a better product, a better service, to communicate clearer and clearer every time. That you can control. And it's almost like 90% sure that if you work on the things you can control, you will see an effect on the other things. So ground on the things you can control and still be open for the unknown, because this unknown can lead to great opportunities. So this is a huge mindset shift. The next one is I create my own opportunities. I create my own opportunities. What does it mean? This means that you can be as big as you want, or you can stay very small, right? And this is not about this hustle culture of dream bigger every time. This means that you can land more clients if you want and if you can, okay? Or none. You can create a lot of partnerships. You can co-host events, you can co-create podcasts and content with others. There are so many possibilities, and they will be as great and as big and as amazing as you want. So in this case, it really depends on your personal journey of growth. And the more you want to grow, the more you put yourself out there and you land more collaborations, the more you will have in your business. So it really depends on you. So let's leave behind the idea of corporate that, yeah, I can just do the basics and I will still get my salary. In this case, as an entrepreneur, you can grow as much as you want and you can land so many and nice opportunities out there. Then the third mindset upgrade is I am open for clients' feedback. I am open for clients' feedback. This is also a really big shift because in corporate the feedback probably is there, but it's not as fast as an entrepreneur. So every month or every year maybe you have your yearly revision with your manager, right? You used to have that. And now the feedback from clients or the feedback in online platforms is almost immediate. So imagine that you post a video or you share something online or you have a client call or whatever. The feedback is almost there. Like you can see it, how much traction, for instance, a video is having or a post is having. Sometimes you're like, oh, this idea is amazing, I want to share it, and then you create some content and you put it out there and nothing happens. So there is also feedback. Maybe you were not clear enough, or maybe it was not relevant for your audience. So there is a feedback. And also it's very important to do market research. So whenever you want to test a new coaching package, a new offer, and you put it out there, it's very important to listen if that's what they really need, or maybe they need to listen it in other words, or maybe they need different way of communicating. So there are so many elements, but you can get almost immediate feedback through social media platforms, and this is super useful and super important. But at the same time, it kind of challenges your ego, because our ego likes to think that we are really good at what we are doing, and this idea, it's beautiful, and if I put it out there, everyone should love it, and that's not the case. If you want a business, you will need to be open for listening others' feedback. Then the other one is nothing is final, and I am okay with that. Nothing is final, and I am okay with that. So what does this mean? Again, in corporate, normally you can send a presentation, you can create whichever area or field you used to be in corporate. In my case, I will give you an example. I used to be in marketing and in project management. And if I would prepare a presentation, I would just send it or present it to higher management or with whoever. And once I send it, it's a little bit difficult to come back and do revisions and edit it and improve it. Sometimes once it's sent, then they have internal discussions or whatever, and it's more difficult to keep going back and edit it and improve it and all that. Or the same, like if you work for a big firm or a big brand, then you publish something. In my case, I used to publish also, like we used to do websites and social media too, and because they are really big brands, it's slower the process of improving something. As an entrepreneur, you can do this really fastly. You can always go back to your website, edit the copy, change the picture for a better one, change the design for a better one, test with your LinkedIn or Instagram. Okay, I will change this time the text, I will change the storytelling style. You can test it almost every day or every hour. But this can fall into a perfectionism trap because you want to always improve and be better and better and better. So that's why this mindset shift is so important, okay? So nothing is final, and I am okay with that. There won't be a point that you feel that your website is perfect, final, ready to go. No, it always will be able to be better, and that's okay. So it's really very internal of how much you want it to be professional, but not to fall into the trap of being perfect. Then the next one is, I can get started with the tools I have. Perfect, quote unquote, is an illusion. And this I see a lot with my clients. They want to have the budget to be able to afford a perfect or a super pro microphone and camera, and to rent a super soundproof studio to get started with their podcast or with their videos. And what I tell them is like, look guys, I record on my living room with this little microphone with my iPhone, and that's how I'm doing it so far. And it has worked for me. It works for me. It's sustainable. I can sustain a pace of publishing on a weekly basis videos. So just do the easiest setup in order for you to be able to be consistent. Because if you need to rent a studio that it's, I don't know, 2 hours from home, and then you need to prepare everything and bring everything and take it there, it's only adding layers and layers of complexity, and that might slow your process of putting yourself out there, your content, your offers, and create this business online. So I really recommend that you get started with the tools that you have, with whatever laptop you have, whichever phone you have, a small microphone. You don't need to invest thousands of dollars on that. The next one is, I can speak about my services clearly and confidently. And this is again really challenging because again we got used to that in corporate. Probably only one time we kind of sold ourselves when we made the interview, then they hired us, we signed the contract, and most likely they are not going to fire us, right? They are going to keep paying us. Of course we do our job, but it's not like we need to sell our work every day. Some people say that you're selling yourself every day. I don't think so. I don't think that it's very natural to every day you sell your work or you sell your whatever you did. Maybe if you are in sales and if you're pitching, yeah, maybe you're more familiar with it. But most of us didn't learn to sell and to talk about our projects and our ideas really confidently and really clearly. So it's something you have to learn, and it's a new mindset shift that you need to implement into your life. I am good at communicating my services. I am good at selling. And this causes a lot of resistance because we associate it to being pushy or cocky or arrogant if we speak about the things we do. So we need to implement this into our lifestyle and to find the ways that are the most authentic for us to talk about our services with ease and with joy. And then the last one is, I am okay and I am safe being different. And I will share my story with you because the first month when I quit, well, I was feeling a little bit off because I didn't know how to organize my time, and sometimes I was done around 2 p.m. with my tasks. So I recorded the videos, I scheduled my client calls, and then I was like, okay, I can go for a walk. But I was feeling a little bit guilty because most of my friends at that time, they were in corporate and then they were working. So if I would text them like, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for an ice cream or something like that? They would be like, you're crazy, like I'm working. Just let's meet after 6 or after 7 p.m. And I was like, okay. So I was feeling different and I was feeling a little bit guilty for not following the regular pace that everyone is doing. So most of us quit corporate and want to start business because we want to be free and all this illusion of freedom and all that, which is really cool, and yeah, that's a reality. But sometimes we are not prepared, especially the first months. It feels a little bit strange that, what do I do with my free time, or what do I do if I have different schedules? So we have to be okay with the fact that our schedule is going to be different than the others, especially when we are starting. And then you will see that with the time you will connect with other entrepreneurs, and then it's going to be easier, or it's going to be more familiar that, oh, okay, they are also chilling at 2 p.m. and then you can just, hang out or have a coffee at that time and all that. But at the beginning it's more difficult because you are used to certain schedules and certain structures. But then once you taste freedom, it's going to be just easier and nicer. I hope that these mindset shifts or upgrades from corporate to entrepreneurship help you. And if you need help with these, with the mindset part or with structuring your daily routines, I can help you. You can book a consultation call with me, and I'm really happy to work with you. Thank you for watching.